You're listening to the Chronicles of Living podcast, where we talk to everyday people about everyday things in the past, present, and future. Now let's talk.
Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop on the road of life. You can't stop. You can't stop moving. Keep move. Keep that pace. You switching to gear. Let's go as we climb up the hill. Don't slow down. Pedal a little more. The mind is working. It's in control. Your wheels are turning a little more. Going higher another notch. Keep it steady. Don't watch the clock go round. Cycle.
Greetings, my visionary dreamers. How is everybody doing on You Can Do It Wednesdays? I miss you guys, even though it was just a couple days. Always miss you guys. I love doing this show. Listen up.
We are learning, always turning later. Cannot stop the time. Always merging into lanes that better suit us as we ride. Switch it up. Switching to gear, let's go. As we climb up the hill, don't slow down. Pedal a little more. The mind is working, it's in control. Your wheels are turning a little more. Going higher another notch. Keep it steady, don't watch the clock go round.
This is adionne-your-dream-pusher, your lifeguard, saving you from the world, saving you from yourself, saving you from some real bullshit. And you're listening to Torelli and the Fuse, and this is Chronicles of Living podcast show, the show for everyday people doing everyday things, living everyday life. You know, it's normal folks. Just doing the damn thing the best way we can. And today's topic is, are you comfortable in your own skin? This topic came about with a conversation that I had with a friend. Love her to life. And it just came in the form of a question, but a question that was put out some years ago. And I'm like, it's a deep question. I don't think a lot of people think about that, because that can mean so many different things, being comfortable in your own skin. So many people walking around here that's not comfortable in their own skin, and they don't even realize it. I can remember a time when I wasn't comfortable in my own skin, and I didn't even really know what that looked like at that time, but as I've grown and I've learned a lot about who I am at this point in time, now I know what that question means, because when you're not comfortable in your own skin, you will accept anything. You will accept any type of treatment from people. You won't be yourself. You think you're being yourself. You're trying to be yourself, because at that point, you really don't know yourself. And that's why you're not comfortable in your own skin. Now, sometimes it can happen because of a situation, or because you might be embarrassed at your lifestyle, or at how you living, where you live, or it could be something that started at a young age, where people might have said things that made you feel uncomfortable about yourself. They might have called you names. Anything. It could come from anything. But the thing is, us getting to the point and we realize that, wait a minute, I am wearing a mask. I'm wearing a costume every day. And this is a lot of work. It really is. That's a lot of work to put on a certain mask every day, to put on a costume every day. And you're really not comfortable, but you are trying to convince yourself that you are. This is the thing. One, you're cheating yourself. And two, you're cheating people that really can benefit from the true you. It's like this. Ask yourself, who is missing out on the true me? But you really can't get to the root of that question until you ask yourself, who am I? Until you go through that journey of really learning who you are and why you even exist. And I think that's the issue with us. And I say us as a whole because I truly believe that at some point in everybody's life, we went through the stage of being uncomfortable in our own skin because we didn't know who we really were. We didn't know the power we possessed within ourselves, you know? And it's sad when you never wake up from that. It's sad when you wind up creating habits because you don't want to face who you really are. And you really are, no matter what has happened throughout your life, no matter what you have done or what so-called failures you've had, you're still beautiful inside. Everybody, I truly believe, I mean, you might think I'm crazy, but I truly believe that everybody has beauty within them somewhere. Even the most vicious criminal, they have beauty inside them somewhere. But because they're not comfortable in their own skin, I truly believe that that's what leads them to creating certain crimes. Because I think once you realize how valuable you are, you won't feel the need to harm other people because you'll be so confident and so in love with you that you couldn't imagine harming someone else because you would know how to kind of look at, okay, if this person did this to me, what I'm about to do to them, and I love myself so much, how would I feel? So, not being comfortable in your own skin can bring so many other issues. And you got to realize this. Some of us can get to the point where, because we don't recognize our issue is not being comfortable in our own skin, instead of looking at, okay, I need a new house, or I need a new car, or I need a new job, I need a new career. Sometimes that's not what we need. Sometimes we're uncomfortable because we haven't yet accepted the trueness of our being. I thank God that I have discovered who I am. And sometimes when you wake up and you discover who you are and you get so comfortable in your own skin, you will get to that point where it's like you're not taking no bullshit. You know who you are. you're not having it. And you're not going to allow people to just treat you any old kind of way. You're going to demand respect from people without even opening your mouth. It's just going to be the essence of who you are, the smell of your skin. Everybody has their own scent, whether you realize it or not. Everybody has a scent to themselves. And sometimes people can just see when you walk through that door, like, you know what? She is not to be messed with. He is not to be messed with. They got they shit together. You know what I mean? They know who they are. And that's what you want to do. That's the way you want to walk. And my thing is this, even if you're confused as to how to get to that point, you can kind of run little tests on yourself. Ask yourself, are you okay with being the only one in a room full of another race and you're the only one from your ethnic background? That's one test. Because I know if you're not comfortable in your skin, you are uncomfortable around other races, or you're uncomfortable around other religious backgrounds, or people, like say if you never went to college, you're uncomfortable with walking in a room with people that all have college degrees. These are little tests you can kind of run on yourself, kind of troubleshoot on yourself to see, am I uncomfortable with in my skin? Because when you're comfortable in your skin, you could go around anybody at any time and you can have a real conversation without second guessing and thinking that, oh, they're looking at you some type of way, or they're just, entertaining a conversation out of kindness. You will know that the conversation with this person, even though this person is of a different background, is authentic, you know? And for me, that has been one of my strengths. I've always been able to just go around anybody, any type of religious background, any type of race, just any type of person. Even though I didn't complete my college degree, I can roll with people that have, that are professors, that are doctors, that have the highest degrees, the masters, the PhDs, all of that stuff. I can have good conversation with them. And they would not think no less if I told them, you know what, I never completed college. Instead, that would turn into a conversation as to, oh, what's the reason? And then I would tell them the reason. It would be no judgment because I know who I am at this point in my life. There was a time, and it was years ago, when I did start to second guess myself because majority of my close friends, and which is not really, it's not even a whole handful, but all of my close friends all have college degrees. They all completed college. Some have masters, and some are going back still at this age. But it was a time when I was living from place to place that I started doubting myself. I started feeling like, well, am I different? Am I of less value because I didn't complete school? But yet, the same friends will call me for advice. And I'm the wild card. So this is my thing. When you learn to embrace who you are, you get comfortable in your skin, you'd be surprised as to who will start asking you for advice or just valuing you or admiring your walk. Because even though my life has been so up and down, that is the reason why people call me for advice, because they know that I've been through a lot. They know that I made it through a lot of obstacles, a lot of struggles that a lot of people would just pretty much give up and die. But God gave me grace through it all, and I don't wear it on my face. I don't wear it. Didn't age me. I didn't let the things that I went through in life age me. I learned how to gradually get comfortable in my own skin, knowing that this is my skin. This is the skin that God put on this spirit, you know, covered this soul with. So I need to embrace. It's not about the outer being, it's about the inner being. So it doesn't matter how much you go shopping, how much you stay up with the latest trends, how much you do to keep up with the Joneses, to get the next best phone or the next best, the most expensive house or car. None of that matters, because this is the thing. People can pick up when people are not comfortable in their own skin. Now, you can wind up linking up with other people that's not comfortable in their own skin, and they would never know the difference. But somebody that's confident within themselves, know who they are, they would pick that up ASAP. For me, because I'm such a motivator and an encourager, I can see when people are not comfortable in the space that they are, because I identify at one time with them. So I know the signs, I know the talk. And when I see people like that, I try my best to inspire them and encourage them and see what is it within them that they can start making sure that they work on to bring to life. Their gifts or their talents. I try my best to help them to pinpoint that within them. Like, man, you're valuable. You got this to give to the world. We all have something to give to the world. But until we get comfortable in our own skin, until we embrace every part of us, until we learn to love ourselves, then we have nothing to give back. We're going to just wind up taking because we feel like we need all the time. We need somebody's validation. We need somebody's attention. We need somebody's affection. All because we're not comfortable in our own skin. So we need other people to show us some type of comfort in any way we can take it. And a lot of times we can mistake what is really comfort when it's really somebody abusing or, misusing us or taking us for granted. But we'll just accept it. We'll just take what we can get because, again, we're not comfortable with who we are, so we don't believe that we deserve more. And that's what happens. When you don't believe you deserve more out of life, out of people, out of your occupation, you will sit there and you will accept it. And you will take it, and then you will find yourself frustrated, miserable, getting to the point that because you are in this negative energy, you'll start attracting more negative stuff to you. And your life right in front of your face will just start going haywire. And you don't even realize why. And it all started because you accepted certain things that you shouldn't have for too long. And I'm not sitting up here saying I haven't been guilty of that. I've been guilty of accepting less than best on plenty of occasions. But once I got to the point, I recognized it. And sometimes I recognized it from the gate. A lot of times I recognized things from the gate. But sometimes you could be in a situation where just for that moment, okay, I just need to deal with this for a little bit, get some loot up, or I just got to deal with this for a little bit until I move, or I just need to deal with this for a little bit until I figure out my next plan. But understand, a little bit needs to really be a little bit. You need to just learn from the experience and keep it moving. And that's what I've done. If I see something that's not right in a situation or with somebody, I will give it time to play itself out and to see if, okay, this is a lesson for me. What is the lesson that I need to learn out of this? What is the lesson that I need to learn from this person? I won't just go right away. I used to when I was younger. When I was younger and it ain't look right, I was OUT, out. See you later, bye. But as I got older, I realized that this is a part of me learning who I am, learning, the areas of my life that I might need to work with or work on as it pertains to people or things. And that's okay. As long as you're going in with that mindset, like, you know what? I really need to learn from this situation. It's uncomfortable right now, but I'm just going to stick it out for a minute to see what is it that I can get out of this that will benefit me for my next chapter. Because that's what it's all about. I mean, I keep telling y'all, we are walking books, walking movies, and each shift in our life is another chapter. And you just keep turning a page. I mean, we're like a big onion. We have so many layers to peel, and sometimes it could be painful and make us cry, So this is where we really need to work on. I was watching a movie last night. I'm sure a lot of you might have heard of this movie called Thelma and Louise. I've heard of this movie and I've always heard Thelma and Louise and, maybe people talk about them in whatever their era. But I don't remember watching a movie maybe when I was younger, but when you watch things when you're younger, it's almost like it's new when you watch it when you're older. Anyway, it crossed me yesterday and I watched this movie and it was a good movie. And I bring this movie up because these two females, both of them really was not comfortable in their own skin. Because even from the beginning of this movie, they accepted anything. One was married, one had a boyfriend. The one that was married let the husband speak to her any old kind of way. This was her husband. This is her one and only from high school. And they got married young, and that's who she stuck with. And he treated her like crap. Okay. And then the other one had a boyfriend that barely came into town. I think he was an entertainer. But He was always MIA. So both of them was going through their life like this, not knowing the power that they possessed. And I'm not going to tell you the whole movie because I want you to watch it, but the summary of it as it pertains to this topic to me is this. They had to take a trip to get some enjoyment. And the trip really was based on they kind of wanted to make both of their men a little jealous, a little mad. But the trip took some crazy turns. But within this trip, I can't remember. I think it was Thelma. Thelma, discovered her trueness of who she really was. And it was sad in a way because in her discovering it, it was through a bunch of chaos, but she discovered it. And it just wound up taking so many turns. I'm trying not to tell you the movie because I really want y'all to watch it. But it was deep just to see how one choice, one situation led to another bad situation. Just because they didn't embrace who they was from the beginning. And they didn't stand up for how they believed they were supposed to be treated from their men. They thought they was escaping, and it just turned into a whole mess. It was adventurous for them, but it was a whole mess. But it all stemmed from the very beginning of them not owning up to their own power and the trueness of who they really were and accepting treatment that they knew they didn't deserve. And these are the things that can happen when you just stay and you just accept stuff because you're not comfortable with you. You can choose to leave a relationship. You can choose to move. You can choose to go to a new school or go to a new job. But this is the thing. If you don't get to the root of why you're not comfortable in your own skin, your skin is going with you. You going with yourself. I think it was Joyce Myers I heard. She was saying something like that where she was saying no matter where you go with you or something like that. But yeah, it's true. If you don't get to the root of any issue, it's only going to repeat itself in a different way. You have to get to the root of any discomfort that you hold inside of you and that is consistently happening no matter what relationship you're in, no matter where you go. When you're not comfortable in your own skin, you limit yourself as to what you do in life, where you travel. Because, see, when you're not comfortable, you don't believe that you're capable of doing big things. You don't believe that you're capable of a certain career. When in reality, you can be equipped with all the talents, all the gifts that it takes to just be the power force in a company, regardless of somebody's degrees. It has been plenty of occupations or careers that I've gotten into, and people had so many degrees, and I was able to excel because I just felt like, okay, they got these little degrees. I mean, I'm not saying little, my bad. These big degrees. So I'm just going to work a little harder. You know what I mean? But I really didn't have to work as hard as I thought I had to because I always was a person that loved a challenge naturally. I've always been a creative person and a problem solver naturally. So once I tapped into that and I realized that, I'm like, I just need to be me. And just being me would allow whatever respect that was supposed to come will come. And if I ever was in a position that I felt like I was not valued or I wasn't respected, guess what? Kick rocks. See you later. Bye. You know? And most of the time when it happened and I wind up having to go, whether it be a relationship, a friendship, a job, I can say 95%, as far as I knew, the people that I had to, remove myself from realized my value when I left. Sometimes people don't realize what they have when they have you. Sometimes people don't realize who you truly are because they're so busy trying to show the world who they are because they don't know who they are. So they're so busy trying to get the attention, trying to get the affection. So they want to outshine you. And listen to my show on You Don't Have to Dim Nobody Else's Light to Shine. You really need to listen to that. It's kind of a connection to this show. But I'm so glad, I'm so honored that God has allowed me to acknowledge the importance of being comfortable in your own skin, the importance of loving you and exuding that out, letting people know that, you know what, I love me and I'm not going to allow you to treat me this way. It's not going down no more. It might have went down, but it's not going down no more. And my thing is this, as long as you can get to that point, get the courage. If you got to pray for the courage, pray for the courage. But everybody deserves to be treated with respect. Everybody deserves to be valued. Even, like I said, if you did something grimy, it's because you don't know who you are. So forgive yourself and work on that. Don't continue to repeat doing yourself dirty. Because see, when you do people dirty, you're doing yourself dirty. You think you getting over, you think you hurting the person, but you really are hurting yourself. Karma is real. I'm here to tell you, karma is real, whether it's good or bad. What you give out, it will boomerang back at you. And most of the time, it does it at double the rate. So you got to be real careful as to what you give out to people. You got to be careful as to when you're uncomfortable in your own skin, what you do to make yourself comfortable. You got to be careful of that. You don't want that karma coming back all because you did some things to some folk or because you wasn't comfortable with you. And that I've learned, like, this is why I don't take people personal. I'm so glad I'm to that point in my life. I've had enough people teach me some lessons. So it's like I can, witness, or somebody can think they're doing me dirty or think they're getting over or think they're using or disrespecting me. But for real, they're doing it to themselves because it bounces right off of me. I don't take people personal. And I'm serious when I say that. I can sit out here and somebody can do me, or I'm not going to say somebody can do me dirty because I got a lot of people that I'm like kick rocks. But I'm just saying, if I know that a person just is doing a certain thing because they truly don't know who they are. And they're doing certain things to me because maybe they need the attention, I can separate the two. I can say, okay, well, I just know I can't be around this person all like that. I could just be cordial with this person. I don't carry grudges in my heart. I don't carry hate in my heart. My grandma taught me, don't hate people, but you can hate their ways. And there have been plenty of people that I might have hated their ways, but I don't hate the person because we all have our own walk. And it's not for me to figure out someone else's walk. It's just for me to figure out my walk. And it's for you to figure out your walk. If you work on yourself, then everything else around you will start to change, to work, to benefit you. So when you learn who you are, you learn how to be comfortable in your own skin. You don't put on the mask and costume, but you just be you. You'd be surprised as to the different type of people you will attract. The thing is, a lot of people don't want to be themselves because they know once they embrace who they really are and they get comfortable in their own skin, they're going to lose a lot of so-called friends. They're going to have to change a whole lot of things about their life. They're going to have to change the things that they're doing currently. And that scares them because they don't have a plan outside of that comfort zone that they're used to. And I get it. I get it. But again, I'm big on growing. That's the only way you're going to grow is to face you. Face who you are. Face, your shortcomings. Work on them. I'm not saying that, oh, you got to be this perfect person and perfect at everything. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is really look at your shortcomings. Really be real with yourself. If you can't be real with yourself, how you going to be real with anybody else? Or how do you expect anybody to be real with you? That's the thing. And then when people come real, you can't handle it. And that's the problem. When I come real with people that's not real to themselves, they can't handle that shit. They really can't. There's been plenty of occasions where I just got to the point, and whether it be the actions that I took or the words that I said, I made it real loud and clear that I'm being real with you and I know what you're doing and this shit ain't cool. And I'm OUT out. See you later, bye. So I'm gonna cut this one. It is a little bit shorter. Well, not that much shorter, but you get the point. Just start loving on yourself. Do the troubleshooting that I said. Ask yourself, really think about your past. Think about the places that you have went thus far, the people that you hung around or you let hang around you so far. Think about that. Is it a variety? Is it a mixed group of people? Different levels of people? Meaning like, I grew up in an urban area. I know people that was incarcerated. I could be around them and be very comfortable. I know people that has been on drugs and I could be around them. I've let some live with me and Yeah, it was rocky. Tried to encourage them and help them, but I could be around them and not feel comfortable. But then I can take and go around corporate world. I can go around people that's making six figures, millions. I can have a real decent conversation with them. There's been plenty of times, even when I used to work at the country club, you meet all kinds of people, you know? And I would have some great conversations, whether they were young, whether they were old. I can talk to elderly people for days, just as well as I can talk to younger people. And I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, I was talking to this younger person from a different ethnic background, and he was sharing with me about how he was watching a documentary of, basically guys in the hood and that was incarcerated. And he was so intense. He was like, oh my gosh, it's so scary. And I'm saying to myself, boy, this was my norm at one point in my life. And I still can go around, them today. And I love them and I don't have any judgment. And it's just, it was a bad choice that led to a bad road for them at some point in their life. That's the only difference. It's choices. We all have choices. And the choices that we make in life starts from knowing who we are first. Because when we embrace ourselves, when we are comfortable in our own skin, there are certain things, certain choices we would never make. There are certain things we would never think about doing to ourselves, to people. So it's very important, y'all. It's very important. Don't cheat yourself on who God created you to be. Don't cheat your loved ones. Don't let people miss out on who you truly are. Don't do it. It's not worth it. And since this is You Can Do It Wednesdays, I'm saying to you, you can do it. You can shed that skin just like a snake does, just like a caterpillar does and turns into a butterfly. Go get your butterfly on. Shed that skin and, go ahead and just live life the way it was intended for you to live. Enjoy yourself. Love yourself. Enjoy what you were put here to do. And no matter who says something to you in a negative way, you gotta tell them to kick rocks. You got to, while you're embracing your skin, you gotta get tough skin. That's the only way you're gonna truly live and be happy. So I'm gonna leave you with that. Get comfortable, y'all, in your own skin. Embrace who you really are. You can do it. You really can. Stop being around people that tell you you can't, because you can. And some people can come from a good heart when they tell you you can't. But understand this. If in your heart you have a certain gift, or you feel a certain type of way of completing a certain assignment or going after a certain career, do not let yourself get in the way by doubting your background or who you believe yourself to be, or who you believe you can't be. Because you can do and you can be anything you want to. So go out there, y'all. Do the damn thing the best way you can. And that's all you can ask of yourself. Okay? So this is Adionne, your dream pusher, your lifeguard, saving you from the world, saving you from yourself, saving you from your skin. Saving you from some real bullshit. Go out there, y'all. This is the Chronicles of Living podcast show for everyday people doing everyday things. Just us normal folks here. I love you guys. Peace. Talk to y'all on Sunday.
Thank you for listening to Chronicles of Living, where we talk to everyday people about everyday things in the past, present, and future. And if you are pursuing your dreams, I'm proud of you. Because the best part of life is when you decide to live. To keep up with us, please visit chronicles-of-livin-podcast. Until next time, this is Adionne, your dream pusher. I love you guys.